Honestly, when I first heard about it, I really didn't even think about the chase stuff. I've really not been focused on points or all that stuff. I mean, there's still a lot of racing to go. I think my first thought was just that, it obviously was a bad break for Tony. You hate to see somebody out there just trying to have fun and do what he loves to do, get hurt and have it sacrifice his real job or his main focus, which is obviously Sprint Cup cars. So I honestly didn't really think about it at first. I just was thinking, what he was thinking, and just kind of felt bad for him. So obviously there's some implications there as far as he's got one of the wild card spots, and I'm not even sure, to be honest, how it all works out. I mean, if he comes back in a couple weeks, is he still able to get it? I don't know. So I hadn't really thought about it much, to be honest with you. We've got a lot of races to go. There's a lot of guys around us that can still win a race on any given weekend, and we just need to worry about our own deal and focus on trying to get another win and be consistent enough, hopefully, to get back in that top 10.
Well, certainly I appreciate Dale saying that. That means a lot to me, and it's a situation where I think any driver would relish that opportunity. It's just unfortunate under the circumstances. I don't think any of us, and unfortunately I have experience with this last year, none of us ever wish to get an opportunity because our competitors have an issue or get injured. And first and foremost, we're thinking about Tony and him getting better as soon as he can, and his safety and health. But outside of that, it's going to be a great opportunity for somebody to hop into a fast race car and get a chance to showcase themselves. And I certainly would be open to the possibilities of that. I haven't even looked at the schedule for Mid-Ohio and Michigan personally, so I couldn't even tell you how they line up. Or, I didn't figure they would. I know we got a lot of practice time at Mid-Ohio, so you just cross that bridge whenever it comes time, and you see how things line up.
Tony's such an influential person in motorsports as a driver and just as a supporter of racing. That it's tough. I was looking all over those cars, trying to understand what happened, and you're there, and you just, you're in awe of these awesome beasts of race cars. I mean, 930 horsepower, 1,400-pound cars, tons of downforce. I mean, they just fly. They impress you, and it makes me want to get behind the wheel of one. So I totally understand the appeal, and then you look at Tony and his talents, and to go out there and be as competitive as he is. I mean, he has shot at winning these races, which, is unbelievable. He's racing against guys that do this every single weekend. But they are somewhat, I can, compared to the Space Cowboys of the NASA program, several years ago, where, they're sitting on top of a rocket and without a lot of protection. And I hope that this can actually be a great benefit and influence on the sprint car community to make these cars safer. There are some areas that I think could be improved. The cars are lightweight and they're fast and they're cool and awesome, but we've seen a lot in seat technology in that series. But I think that we're seeing this type of injury that's happening from time to time with that torque tube and drive shaft being so exposed. And the lightweight components. So I hope to see something like this advance that. But yeah, we're missing Tony. Haven't had a chance to speak to him yet, but we can't wait for him to get back as soon as possible.
Well, I didn't know until I guess I found out late that night that it happened. Ricky watches all those races, and it's the most exciting time of the year for them. It's on every night for 10 days or so. And so he said that he crashed. And his team is Jason Johnson. I think he was running like third or second. So they were both doing really well. And he said he crashed and he was airlifted. And then later on, I had woken up because I can't stay up that late. And he said that he broke his leg. So then we talked to Eddie the next day, Eddie Jarvis, and just kind of kept up with how he was doing. And I've since we went and saw him in the hospital, and he's in typical Tony spirits. He's hassling the nurse, and everything you could imagine Tony is. And he has pretty good spirits, but it's one of those things. It happens.
Yeah, it's a big loss for our sport, and certainly I know that Tony's feeling bad about being injured and the effect that it has on his Cup team. It's crazy to think that he won't be a player in the chase. That's not something that I would have ever thought as the year got started. But when I look at the coverage and opinions that are flying around, it's troubled me some to see people giving him a hard time about his decisions to race other vehicles. We always praise him for his contributions to the motorsport world, his ability to drive and race anything, to own all these different types of vehicles. Then you look at the racetracks that he owns and his involvement with. I mean, the guy's done so much for our sport, and of course we don't want to see him injured, but I've been disappointed that people have given him a hard time over it. I personally praise him for all that he does for our sport, including driving sprint cars Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's unfortunate he got hurt, but at the end of the day, the opinions that matter the most are Gene Haas's and his sponsors. And they all knew what was going on and what was the risks that come with racing a sprint car. And there are some. I mean, there's some in any form of auto racing. Again, I hate he's injured, but I would be bummed if he didn't continue to race all during the week as he has once he's healed up from his injury, because that's the Smoke we know and love and the guy we all praise. And again, it's just kind of a bummer to see some people give him a hard time over it.